Okay, let's start the chapter. This chapter talks about, which chapter 10 talks about leading team and how do you lead a team. So our learning objective in this chapter is turning a group of individuals into a collective team that achieve a high performance through a shared mission and collective responsibility. How we turn these, identify the challenges associated with the teamwork, and explain why people sometimes have a negative feeling about work in a team. Lead a team to a high performance by providing a compelling purpose and a clear objective, clarifying roles and responsibility, designing the team in terms of size and diversity, giving team members decision authority, and providing support and coaching. The more learning objective of this chapter is understand and handle the stage of team development and know how to promote cohesiveness and shape productivity team norms. Understand the challenge and benefit of virtual team and the team leaders' behavior that contribute to virtual team effectiveness. And also, we'll talk about how to handle conflicts that inevitably arise among members of a team. Now, the value of teams, the valuable in organizations where work is independent. For interdependent tasks, a team ensure coordinations, information sharing, and exchange of materials. The benefit of teams is a higher productivity, quality improvement, greater flexibility and speed, flatter management and structure, increase employees' involvement and satisfaction, and lower the turnover. So, what's a team? A team is a unit of two or more people who interact and coordinate their work to accomplish a shared goal of purpose. Now, in this graph or exhibition, we're going to see that evolution of team and team members. Now, need to for a traditional leadership, need for team leadership, and then you have the functional cross-departmental team and self-directed team. We'll explain this from functional, cross-departmental, and self-directed team. Now, the dilemma for the team members always is there is have to give up their independence and have to put up with their riders. Free riders is a team member who attains benefit from team membership but does not actively participate in and contribute to the team's work. And I think you experience that, referred to as social loafing. Teams are sometimes dysfunctional. Let's talk about this, the dysfunctions and the attitude and the behavior in the field of lack of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountabilities, and intention to result. Now, the elements to lead a team to a high performance that we need to focus on it is compelling purpose, clear objectives, and explicit metrics. Also, the diversity of skills and unambiguous roles, streamlined team size, decision authority over how to achieve goals, and support and coaching. And we saw that in a video: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning or mourning. And it's a 5 stages of a team development. We'll speak about that. Team cohesiveness, the extent to which members are attracted to the team and motivated to remain in it. That's team cohesiveness. Now, what's determined the cohesiveness is the team interactions, shared goal, personal attraction to the team, presence of competitions, and team success. The consequences of cohesiveness is as a moral, there's a moral part of it, which is going to be a higher moral, increased communication among members, friendly team climate, maintenance of membership, loyalty, member participation in a team decision and activity. On the other hand, the performance, we see a greater productivity, a better members satisfaction, a greater employee energy and creativities, and can decrease the performance like a group thinking, the tendency of people in cohesive group to support contrary opinions. Now, a team norm, an informal standard of conduct that is shared by team members and guides their behavior. Norms as norms, could be a good norms, bad norms, they are norms. Now, the 2 ways team norms develop. First, behaviors or primacy, and explicit, like a leader statement, explicit leader statement, and then the team norms. So the behaviors of members and the team plus what the leader statement. Now, the team competencies. It is about goal setting and performance management, planning and coordinations, how they are high, collaborative problem solving, communications, and conflict resolution. The more they have these characteristics, the more they have a higher level of team competencies. Team members' role. There is a task-based role or task specialist role, which is initiate the idea, give opinions, seek information, summarize, and energize. And then you have the socio-emotional role, which is encouraging, harmonizing, reduce tensions, follow, and compromise. Now, virtual team and global team today, we work a lot with a virtual team and might be a virtual global team some days. Virtual teams, team made up of geographically or organizationally disparate members who share a common purpose and are linked primarily through advanced information technologies. And then you have what you call a global team, team made of culturally diverse members who live and work in different countries and coordinate some part of their activities on a global basis. A difference between conventional, virtual, and global teams, we can see it here is summarized, and we will go through this as this example, the summary. Now, the skill that is needed for virtual team leader. First of all, as normal, every team leader will need to select the right team members, then start off right, use technology to build the relationship, and agree on a ground rules. There is a common things between the regular leaders and virtual leaders also. But then always we're going to run into some conflict, and we want to know what's conflict. Conflict is antagonistic interaction in which one party attempt to thwart the intention or a goal of another. Now, there is types of conflict, which is task conflict, which is disagreement among people about the goal to be achieved or the content of tasks to be performed. And then you have the relationship conflict, personal incompatibilities that create tension and feeling of personal animosity among people. And the balance of conflict with a cooperation, we can explain that through this graph. There's a low, low, and there is a high, high. Now, cause of conflict could be competition of resources, or simple different goals, or lack of clear roles and responsibilities. Now, a model of styles to handle a conflict, how we handle it. And we looked at the video, assertive, aggressive, understanding what's an assertive, what's the unassertive. And we look at this and see how we can handle a conflict through this graph. It's need where it fit here. I'll explain that. But then we have what you call a negotiation. And a negotiation, it's about people engage in give and take discussion and consider various alternatives to reach a joint decision that is acceptable to both parties. You will see that a lot within countries and politicians. There is a ways to negotiate. One, you can integrative negotiation, which is a cooperative approach to negotiate in which conflicts party try to reach to a win-win solution. And then you have the disruptive negotiation, which is adversarially negotiation in which a conflict party compete to win the most resource and give up as little as possible. Now, rules for reaching a win-win situation. First of all, you need to separate the people from the problem. Focus on underlying interest, not the current demand, which is demand create yes or no obstacle to effective negotiation. But underlying interests present a problem that can be solved creatively. Then you need to listen and ask questions and insist that the result be based on objective standard. And we spoke a lot about objective and subjectives. Thank you very much.